you've just had your mind blown at the reprint value in the new Precons. So let's just take 2 minutes, think about it before we pull that trigger. Here's why. So the reprint value in these sets looks pretty good on paper. I mean, you can see it here, $202 for the Deadly Disguise deck. This is the Naya one. But let's break it down and see where that value is, and then see if it's then worth you picking this up if this is something you want. So we have got Coust, yeah, Eyes of the Glade. Whenever a creature you control that was turned face up this turn deals combat damage to a player, draw a card, and it has tap, turn target face down attacking creature you control face up. So you can turn it face up without paying its disguise or morph cost, things like that. Which is pretty good. It's obviously all based off of the morph disguise mechanic. It's got megamorph here, a bit more megamorph, some more morph, some disguise. Here we go. Classic cards. We've got Steve. You know, like nothing here really screams out. We've got this one ooze, which is $6. Yeah, but it's about to get reprinted. Like, I don't know if this is a new card or not. If this is a new card, somebody's just arbitrarily priced it at $6, and then the market will shift. If it sells for $6, it'll stay at $6. If it doesn't sell at $6, it's going to come down. So you're going to lose value. What else have we got here of value? When it comes to looking at precons and value, you want to be looking at stuff that's like $9 to $10 plus, because everything at like $5 is going to drop. Everything at $7 to $8 is going to drop to that $5 mark. You know, anything of like $2, $2.50, $3, they're all going to drop to that sub $2 mark. You know, and then when it comes to like saying you've got this value and you want to shift it, you haven't got that value, because trying to shift a card that's sub $2 is a lot more difficult. So Seedborn Muse is the first big hit we've got here, $18. Now, this is a morph deck. Like, you have to tap your commander to untap him. That's not necessarily a synergy with Seedborn Muse. So I feel like Seedborn Muse has been added in here to give this deck value, monetary value, to make it seem more appealing. Yeah. So, I mean, if you need a Seedborn Muse, don't spend $50 on a deck. Spend $18 on a Seedborn Muse and put it in the deck you need. Yeah, just saying. Next up, we've got another big hit, Jeska's Will here. Now, Jeska's Will is a solid red card. You could throw it in any red deck and it will be alright. Like, but that slot in a morph deck where you maybe want to untap a single creature to keep flipping things or do other shenanigans, that card could be probably better used in another deck. So that's straight up 2 cards you might be cutting from this. So if you just need those 2 cards, you know, say that let's round them about $20 a piece because of price fluctuations, that's $40. You could get the 2 cards for the deck you need, and then you won't be sat with all this other chaff in your hands. Now, you could also say, just because Will's never going to drop that much, Seedborn Move's never going to drop that much without a meaningful reprint, this is not really meaningful reprints in Commander Precons. So you could say they're going to hold their value, so it's worthwhile picking up the entire set. But you've got a lot of cards here that are cents already, or around the $2 mark, $1 mark, that are all going to drop and all going to be meaningless. So yeah, I mean, even these at 6 and 8, like these are probably going to drop $1 or $2. Like, so just be careful of this number that you see up here. This reprint value of how much this deck is worth if you bought all the singles. It's not always accurate, and you will see as well as we look through history of precons that what they start off as the value for them. The biggest one that I saw on this was the Doctor Who precons. Like, some of those Doctor Who precons were coming out and they were getting listed and it's like $400 or $500. Like, it's not $400 or $500 worth of dollars. It was just that there was a lot of new cards in them and they were having inflated prices put on them. One of the big ones being Everybody Lives. Everyone Lives now is having a price trend downwards, and it went from 40 and it's now at 16 and still heading down. So, like, just be careful about that reprint value number. a lot of channels as well, when they display these deck lists when they get them, this is before anybody else knows that these cards are being reprinted. So the value is still at their best, and it's always going to go down. I think Command Zone always tells you that as well. They always state in their videos, this is before the cards are announced. Obviously, it's going to get reprinted, so these are going to come down. So they're trying to tell you in a roundabout way, this reprint value is not accurate. Yeah, it looks good, but it's not accurate. Okay, so yeah, there's not too many big hitters in this one. You've got this one. What the hell is this? Panoptic Projector. Yeah, I don't know if this is a reprint or a new card. It's an uncommon, and they're saying it's $12. Sure. Right. Oh, this is the one that actually caught my eye a little bit, and I was tempted to get this, but I've since turned around and said, no, Spencer, don't do it. Like, so we've got Mirko. This is a surveil graveyard strategy type deck. Now, I don't have a graveyard deck, and I would like to try and get a graveyard deck. Do I want it to be Dimir? I don't know. Do I want it to be Golgari? Maybe. Like, I don't know, because I've not looked enough into it, but I saw this, and I saw the Reanimates, I saw the Plaxus Zenith, I saw Toxic Deluge, you know. It's got, what's the enchantment? Phyrexian Arena in, not a massive card, but it's got Necromancy in, you know. Case of the Shifting Visage, this is another new one, look. It's a $15 card, apparently. I don't think it is going to be a $15 card. We've got Animate Dead. You know, there was the, what's the one? Rise of the Dark Realms, that's it. That's come back. But that's 9 mana. I don't really play 9 mana spells. Like, there is lots of potential big wins here. Like, there is even a Phyrexian Metamorph. Phyrexian Metamorph is absolutely a great card. I already have one. It's in my Tivit deck. Do I need one for any of my other decks? No. You know? There is a lot of synergies, like Doom Whisper in this deck is just absolutely laughing, and if you can get that down with your commander down, you know, or your Dimir Smybug, and then just start spending life to get +1, it's going to be silly. But look at the curve on this deck. It's huge. It's huge. Like, for me to play a deck like this at the power level that I like to play at, I am stripping everything out, pretty much 5 CNC plus out the creatures, you know, and that's what, if we go, yeah, 3, 4, 5, how much value is there? Like 18, 20, 26, 27, 28, what, we're at 33, 40 odd, you know, I'm stripping out $40 worth of value, you know, that's not counting the cent cards, you know, just in those cards alone, you know, and yeah, this is the things you've got to take in mind. Like, you ain't selling these $1.50 cards, these 40-cent cards. These are all pointless prices. They shouldn't even list these. Like, they should only list the cards that are like $2 to $3 or above, and then that'll give you a bit more of an accurate representation of what value may actually be in here. So, I mean, if you are looking to do a Reanimator style deck and you want cards like Reanimate, Animate Dead, and stuff like that, then let's have a look at that. Let's go Animate Dead, $6. Okay, we'll pick that up for $6. You know, we want a Necromancy, we'll pick that up for $15. You know, what else have we got? I think they had the actual Reanimate spell, didn't they? Where's that? Yeah, that's here, $13. So what we at now? We're at like, what, 20 something dollars? You know, sorry, that's more than $20. We're at 28, $30, about $31. You know, there's, maybe you want the Toxic Deluge as well. That's at $9. You know, you could spend $40, $50 getting the key components that you want that are in this deck, that those prices are going to drop because of the reprint, and then go, right, okay, I've got my key component bits. Now I can make the deck that I want to make. And I'm not tied into this surveil strategy. If I don't want to make a surveil strategy, if you do want this, and this is the type of deck you want to make, and this appeals to you, and you're not a brewer or anything like that, you don't like to make your own decks, then sure, go for it. Knock yourself out, live your best life. Love it. You do you. But just I think the way that WOTC are doing business at the minute is they're trying to sell off the fear of missing out. Like, and people know that this reprint value goes down, so people want to capitalize on it quickly. So they're even trying to penalize the scalpers and people who speculate on buying multiples of these, thinking that then we'll resell them on the secondary market. Like, it's just not going to happen, guys. Like, maybe there's a few of you that'll get lucky, but like, it's not a big thing. We've got the Bant deck here. We've got Andrex at $18. We've got Benny Brax. You know, there's a bunch of new ones that have got high price tags on. Like Scooby Doo setup. Is this really going to be a $17 card? Doubt it. That's going to drop. You know, I don't know why Coma and stuff's in here. Yes, it's like token related, I guess. You know, Tangle Grove Kelp. I think that's another new card, and that's once again, look, it's an uncommon. Oh no, it's already $10. You know, it's just, yeah, it just seems like these are all new as well. These ransom notes. Are they really all going to be $6 each piece? Doubt it. They're going to drop right down. They're not going to see that much play. On the trail, whenever you draw your second card each turn, you may put a land card. I mean, that's nice, and it's a payoff to go with other stuff. It's only 2 mana, but is it $25? Don't know. Yeah. I just think people really need to be careful and weigh up decisions. Like this one's saying it's $300. I feel like if I come back here in 6 weeks, just 6 weeks, you know, 2 months, like, and then 6 months, this reprint value is not going to be here. Look, $17 on this commander. I doubt that's a $17 commander card. Fiendish Duo. If a soldier would deal damage to an opponent, it deals double that damage. That's a damage doubler, and it's 6 mana to get on the table. And this creature dies to removal. Like, could it be $35? Yeah, in the right deck. Maybe like mono red burn, like you really like trying to do this. I mean, it does apply to all opponents, and this deck does want everybody to attack each other. But once again, look at this mana curve. This is high. You know, maybe you keep these big expensive cards in because they're good, but then it's like you're still shipping out $2 here, you know, $4 over here, you know, another $3 here, another $2 here. So still a lot of value to come out when you upgrade and change these things, and these prices aren't going to stay at what they are. So let me explain why I'm stating this, why I think this is true. Lost Caverns of Ixalan, $69. Yep. When this came out, which one's this? This one's Ahoy Mateys. I recorded this at getting up to $187 of reprint value. $187. Blood Rights, I got it up. The highest I saw it was at 218. Command Zone had this written up in their video because they did the release for this at $160 of reprint value. There's nearly $100 disappeared off that title. Nearly $100 disappeared. Yeah. Explorers of the Deep, I had at 224 that I recorded it at its highest. It's now at 64. Velociraptor, I had at 236. That's come down also by $120. It's now at 102. 102 is not actually that bad. Yeah. What's actually propping this up? What's the big card? There's one card here. Achroma's Will, $15. Yeah. So where's the value everywhere else? You tell me. Not there, is it? Where's the value in any of these? It's not there, is it? Same with this one. Charismatic Conqueror. Where's the other value? Exquisite Bond. Yeah, Exquisite Blood for the Sanguine Bond combo. Yeah. Don't know if you're keeping that in this deck. You know, it's not a combo deck. Here we go. Where's the reprint value in here? We've got Black Market Connections. Finally got a reprint. Was like 20 something card. Now it's down to this. Yeah. But still, these prices drop. Like I said with the Doctor Who ones, these, when they were first released and there were prices on them, they were at like $400 or $500. You know, then this started to whittle down to 200, 100. Now it's at $75. Now this one's at 86. You know, 63, 109. This is the best one, 109. Where is the value in here? Dinosaurs on a spaceship. Who's actually playing this card? Who's playing it? Like, I have not seen this card. I go to like 2 game stores. There's another one that's now at near my new job where I work. I might go and try that out. I've still not seen this card hit the battlefield. You know, Everybody Lives. This is the card I was talking about earlier. Yeah, $40 at its prime. Now it's down to 16. Okay, that's good. That's going to go down lower. Nobody's playing it. You know, it was overhyped. So yeah, there's no other value anywhere else. As soon as these 2 cards lose their value, they're going to drop. You know, there's then nothing in this deck. So, and then it's like, okay, so we need some more examples, do we? Commander Masters. You know, let's have a look at this. What have I got written down for Commander Masters? So we've got a few bits, like I got it at 122. It's now saying 123. So when I made this list, actually it was a little bit less. So something's gone up in value that was on this list. Not by a lot, but a little bit. But this deck is being propped up by none other than the land base, the wastes. Yeah, that's $12. Yeah, it's down to 110 after that point. Bear in mind, these aren't the same price. These aren't $50 decks. These ones were the $80, $90 decks. Like, you know, so you're only getting that little bit more value out of it. This one is like, if you paid $90 for the Enduring Enchantments, I mean, I think they did 2 enchantment decks this year, and so there's a lot of reprints in this one that were in the other one. You know, what's holding this up? We've got Spirit Dancer, we've got Dryad of the Elysian Grove. But where's the other big values? There's no massive value cards. Everything is down at cents. Chain Veil, you know, it's a great card in the right deck. Yeah, this is that type of deck. It's the Planeswalker deck, but you know, if you've got a Planeswalker deck, yes, it could be worth $4. As an average card for most players, it's not a $4 card because it does nothing in the average deck. It only works in very specific decks. Where's the value anywhere else? I don't see any value. Do you see any value? It's just a couple of dollar cards here that's just all adding up. You know? In fact, I can't remember Commander Guff. I think remember it was quite expensive to start with. We've got Slivers, $96. People were screaming because this didn't have like the first sliver and all that type of stuff. This would have been a great place to reprint it. It's not here. Where's the value in this deck? Oh, there's a Titan. Not even a sliver. So, yeah, I'm not trying to be just like, this is shocking, don't do it, like, what's Wizards playing at type of thing. Like, it's just one of those things that the reprint value of a deck always looks better when it's first release, which attracts more buyers. And you just have to check yourself and go, do I actually need this deck? Do I really want this deck? Or am I just buying it for its quote unquote reprint value? Am I just buying it because there's 3 cards in here which are good and I might put them in any other deck and then I'm just sat with these bunch of cards then that don't do anything? Just think about, like, if you broke that money up, where could you spend it? Yes, sometimes you get into a situation, it's pretty close with the new Reanimator deck, where it's like, actually, if I bought all those Reanimator cards that I want and they are in this deck, and they do equate to like $40 or $50, and that's what I'm going to buy the deck for anyway, I might as well get them there. But then sometimes, because those cards come down in price, it's worth picking up the older variants of them. So, like we see in Shocklands, when Shockland prices come down, if you can still afford to get the original like Ravnica prints, they tend to hold their value better rather than the Commander ones that are reprinted later on down the line. So just bear that in mind. If you want to buy a Reanimate, don't necessarily get the latest version. Sometimes if it's only like an extra 50 cents or $1 to get the oldest version, maybe get that one because it might hold its value just a little bit more. Not a lot, but a little bit. And that might make the difference between you actually going, oh yeah, I'll spend 50 quid on this Precon, or I'll actually invest 50 quid into cards that I can then build around and do with what I want. yeah, this is Lord of the Rings. What have we got on here? Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Rings. There's lots of new cards in these ones as well, so the prices were crazy. Host of Mordor, I had at $135 when I checked this last. Now at 98. Slowly going down. Riders of Rohan, I had 104. Food and Fellowship, I had 107. And interestingly, in this one is Toxic Deluge. So there we go. Toxic Deluge. It was reprinted. It's now reprinted again, less than 6 months later. This is clearly on what's his reprint list. So we might see again in another 6 months. This $9 is now going to be $8. In another 6 months, it's going to be $6. So just that value is going down. The more they reprint stuff like this, that value is going down. Elven Council at $108. What's that at now? That's 90. I did all this price listing probably about 3 months ago, to be fair. So this is like within the last 18 weeks. Oh, say about 12 to 18 weeks. This price and these prices have come down. So yeah. March of Machines. I think when March of Machines came out, there was a bit of a stink. I remember. I think I made a brief video on it about the reprint value not being there. I remember these are like 40, 50 quid decks. 55 value, 55 in value, $50 in value, $50 in value. You know, what's this? 45. Like, you paid $50 for this Tinker Time? Ouch. But look, you've got one Academy manufacturer. That's just been reprinted as well. $6, so that's about to go down as well. That's going to sting even more. You know, where else is the other value? So let's go back to Murders of Karlov Manor. Here we are. Just be careful. $202 today, the 26th of January. $202, 257, 271, 306. Let's see where they're at. Let's see where they're at next week when the set comes out. You know, let's see where they're at 2 weeks from now. Let's see where they're at 3 weeks from now. Guarantee you these will quickly drop to the $100 range. Don't believe all this reprint value price. If you want these decks, because it's a deck in a style that you want to build, you want to build a morph disguise deck, and this looks like a good shell for you to build from, then go for it. But just try deck building online first and going, actually, I could build the deck I really want that includes some of these new cards for $60, or I could buy the Precon and then spend $20 upgrading it. You see the problem there? So just take your time with these things. I'm sorry this has been a bit of a long free-form rambling video, but it's been a long day at work. I've just seen all the deck lists myself, and I needed to get something out there just to say to people, just protect your cash. It's important, okay? Like, if you want them, you can afford them, and you need to have the latest and greatest things, let's say, then sure, by all means, pull that trigger and get it, but just don't buy it based off that reprint value, okay? Anyway, thank you guys for watching, listening to me ramble. If I've saved you some pennies, then stick it down below. If you don't agree and you just want to buy everything, then buy everything. So I've got to go, the little man's just waking up. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.